Hello, beloved ones. How here, the embodiment queen, showing up today to just have a small conversation with you. And today we're going to be talking about embrace your magnificence, break free from C.A.C.I, obstacles, and unleash your true potential. And this is day 3 of the pre-masterclass. And I'm still urging you to register for the Extraordinary Woman embodiment, because there's a lot of transformation that is already going on. There's a lot of energetic downloads. Even before I get in here, there is a lot that is just like coming through energetically, technology doing this and that. And what I realized from yesterday with a lot of energetics that were coming through, it was as much as it was very strong when it comes to the power center, but I also observe the energy coming through, especially around the pelvic area and all that. So I'm excited about where we're going to be led to and what we're going to be working on in the container. So with that said, if you haven't registered, this is your call to register and show up for yourself. This is what we started talking about from pre-masterclass day 1 about personal commitment, which is like the key to unlock your success. And yesterday we spoke about also embracing your power, right? So where are you giving your power away to circumstances, to people, and all that? Because some of you are complaining about finances, this and that, don't realize that you are the reflection of what is out there. And for you to change anything outside, you need to go within, So today we're going to talk about breaking free from C.A.C.I obstacles. And what are these? These are comparisons and attachment to labels, roles, status. And then it's the comfort zone. And the fourth one is the inner criticism. And I guess I'm the only one who only experienced that, right? You don't know what the heck I'm talking about. You never experience all the comparison and all that. It's like I'm speaking a different language, right? So with that said, tell me where you're watching from and tell me what is it that you experience the most. When you look at comparison, are you comparing yourself a lot? When you look at attachment to labels, and at times it can be as simple as I'm the manager, I'm the coach, I'm the healer, I am the CEO, I'm married, I'm single, I have been diagnosed with, it's those labels, that are keeping you in a certain container, because they can limit you at the same time, whether they're positive or negative. I come from a very traditional family, and one of the things, especially when you're talking about comparison, which is these are the things that I want us to stack on quickly. Comparison is a huge one, and in the society, often it just starts with being compared to the society, what the culture says, how do you have to be, so these are the things that you need to talk about, because I am a product of that comparison. My mother was never really happy with me being different, and at the core of it, what I want to remind you of when I'm showing up is to remind you of how fucking powerful you are, how beautiful you are in your unique essence. Even the suck, the tribulations that you went through, all of that is what makes you unique, and I love one thing that I love to tell people who are in my container is that my life is not perfect. And if you're striving for perfection, it's just a struggle. There is nothing interesting in perfection. I'd rather strive for excellence than perfection, right? So my life is not perfect. It's messy, but it's the beautiful mess. And I got to find its beauty when I was doing this work. So I just want to start with that to say, for anything to change, to embody your self-worth, you need to deal with this. Whether you're in a relationship or you are looking for one, all these obstacles, they will end your relationship way faster than a third party. Often you are worried about a certain girl looking good, a certain somebody calling your partner and all that. But what I can tell you is that your insecurity, because this is what everything leads to, it's going to push your partner away faster than somebody else being in that relationship. There is nothing attractive about being insecure. There is nothing attractive about the fear that you hold. Because where we are headed when you're talking about those aligned relationships that are expansive and all that, we're headed to a time where relationships are more nurturing and you're not looking for a parent, whether it's a man or a woman. You're not looking for someone to parent you. You are looking to become partners to live together. This is where conscious relationships are headed. And if you don't deal with your shadows, with your unhealed inner child, you're going to be stuck where you are at. And these are the things that often also affect how you show up for yourself. They affect the relationship that you have yourself with yourself, the relationship that you have with other people. They affect your finances. It doesn't just stop with you, you know. It may start with you, but it's just gonna, yeah, go to your parents, to your partners, go to your children. And one thing that I also found out, one of the studies, was just that people who are insecure often kind of like they create situations that are going to repel people from them. Unconsciously you're thinking that you're trying to prove a point or you're trying to protect yourself, but what you're doing is you're turning people against you. So where are you comparing yourself? This is what I want you to look at. Where are you comparing yourself? Because some of you, I don't want to look at it as bad, right, wrong, good, whatever. It's more like at times it can be, there is a difference between comparison and beating yourself up, judging yourself up. And then there is another thing of looking at somebody, and when you look at them, part of you opens up, opens up, and you know that I've got it within me to be that or more. You understand? And at times jealousy is also an invite to that. It's showing, something might be showing up as jealousy, but on the other hand, it's kind of like a message that is telling you what is within you, what you need to embrace. So when you are fully present, connected, and more aware, not rushing to shrink, you're gonna get it as a message. But the question is, what do you intend to do about it? Right? That's the most thing that counts. And at the end, what do you intend about the feedback that you are getting? Even when you feel like someone is making you uncomfortable, is it uncomfortable good, or uncomfortable as in like you need to grow? Because I've been in rooms where I felt uncomfortable. Now I'm stepping into the comfort zone and all that. Where I felt uncomfortable in a room, and I felt like, what am I gonna say here? Because these are maybe successful people, millionaires, and all that. But on the other hand, the more I leaned on the discomfort, it helped me grow, rather than when I stayed in a room of people that I felt like, oh, I'm the expert and I know everything. And I know in this container we spoke about one of the principles of not knowing, which is really the catalyst to change. When you don't know, you've got an opportunity to learn. And the truth of it is, anyone can teach you something. You don't know everything unless you have implemented it and wanted it, but still there is another layer that you need to go at. You understand? As long as we're still here living, there is still more that we are called to learn. So comfort zone, you may be comfortable because people are always telling you you're amazing and all that. But on the other hand, it's that which is holding you back from your growth. So I spoke about comparison. I spoke about comfort zone, and I want to speak about the attachments to roles. And one of the ones that are taking away our power, especially women, that of I'm a single mother. It has it has that connotation of poor me and all that and all that. Even a healer, I've realized that just I'm a healer, especially when it comes to the finances and all that. It has its own energetic limitations. I was actually I came across somebody yesterday who spoke about women. It's like, oh, I'm heart rich and I don't care about money and all that. And I was like, wow, what a strong belief right there, you know. And what about being rich, like within your heart, and also being rich, as in like having finances, right? Because if you feel like, okay, fine, I have to have this, I can't have that. It's a strong belief, and it feels positive when you're talking about, oh, people, they may have money, but they are very poor when it comes to the heart opening and all that. Come on, you know what I mean? So it shows that still there is an imbalance. And I know I'm someone who was also affected by this belief. So I'm just calling you to check in with yourself. And inner criticism, often that happens when there is a lot that happened in our life and we're shooting ourselves. And another thing is also still it comes to with identifying with whatever that we went through. I know, for instance, one of the things that I struggled with for some time after I was separated from my children was like believing that as a woman being separated from my children is kind of like one of the worst failures, right? Because the truth of it is when it comes to loss, the loss of losing somebody you love to death, it's kind of like something that is understandable. But when you are separated with your children, people judge before they can even understand. It's kind of like they raise their eyebrows, they start questioning, they feel like there is something that you're hiding, you're not doing anything. You know, there is just that is something that is ingrained in us culturally, you know. So somehow it planted that kind of like I'm a failure and worthiness feeling, you know. And again, it's something that has to do with the womb. I talk a lot about the womb and what it signifies, and it's also creation. This is why toxic men, you know, um, I don't like to use this word, but I'm just going to use it. Men who are weak often will attack by taking the children away. And this applies to women as well. You know, if you feel like the only way that I'm going to get back at him is trying to keep his child away from him, it's a sign of weakness. Because a fully embodied feminine knows that the child needs both of the partners. They need both the masculine and the feminine, and often we are not even fully balanced within ourselves, right? So these are the things that I need you to look at, and I want you to reflect on a childhood memory where you're compared to somebody else, and the question is, how did this impact your life? What challenge did you go through because of this? Because for me, it inflicted that wound of rejection, like who I am is not enough to be accepted. And as much as I believe that I didn't care, and it's quite interesting because I'm even feeling emotions around that. As much as I believed, a part of me believed like I don't care, I'm just how and all that. But my inner child was just longing for my mother to accept us. It wanted that so deeply. And I've had conversation with many women who at times will be like, "Oh, I had this relationship with my mom, I've healed." And the next thing someone is talking about healed, and the next thing they're talking about, "Oh, I was happy when this person died." I don't think so. That's just a wound because when you connect to your inner child will show you exactly what the inner child wanted, you know. So I want you to reflect at that and just look at how the image that you created because of how you were not accepted. And most of the people who are busy seeking, you know, you are seeking yourself because you are not accepted where you were at, you know. And as much as you can go outside and try to look for refuge somewhere else, it's within you, you know. And I want you to look at a time when you felt pressure to conform to societal or cultural expectations. What were those times? Sometimes it can be as simple as maybe wanting a divorce and people around you telling you that no, you can't do that, whatever reason, you know, or you can't leave that partner because all men cheat, you know, because someone who has settled for that belief that even men are just children or all men cheat, they're gonna pull you into their standards, you know. And sometimes it's as simple as you wanting something bigger and someone is telling you that you know, and that can still come with there is comparison at an individual level, there is comparison at a broader level where it's kind of like as the black people, as the white people, as the religious people, the atheists, the whatever, you know, tribal, societal, you know, What group are you identifying with? As the depressed, as the domestic violence survival, all of those labels, they're keeping you stuck. They're denying of your greatness. So you need to look into that. Identify a comfort zone you've been hesitant to step out of. What is the small thing that you can do to step out of that comfort zone? So this is just what I wanted to share with you today. And just to recap what we're talking about breaking free from comparison, attachment to label roles, and comfort, and breaking free from comfort zone and inner criticism, the conversation that you're having with yourself. Because even the fear of judgment, fear of judgment is happening because you are the one who is judging yourself and you're projecting it out to other people, because the world is going to give you who you are, right? So I'm just here to tell you that for you to really grow, for you to evolve, for you to be successful, you need to embrace the discomfort. And at times the discomfort can be as simple as picking up a link and booking a call. What is stopping you from booking a call, yet you know that you need some help? What part of you is telling you that that's a sign of whatever weakness and all the story limiting beliefs that you're holding into? And I invite you to do this homework in compassion. Love yourself through it and book a call. Let's have a conversation. If you have not registered for the master classes that are coming, register, because we're in the last hours, and that is going to happen in Zoom. So do you have any questions? Write them below. I'll come back to you because I'm getting into another call right now. Remember, you are magnificent. You are enough. But you get to embody that. Much love.